All right, I wanted to do a quick video about what women are actually looking for when they say they want an awakened man. At the core, the model that Jillian and I both use in our teachings is relatively simple. Many people are familiar with David Deida's three-stage framework, stage 1, 2, and 3 of both men and women, and of the masculine and feminine, or I use a more complex multidimensional model from integral theory, where those stages roughly correlate to different levels of or frequencies of consciousness. So many people also know the spiral dynamic colors. Those 1, 2, 3 levels of David Deida correlate roughly to orange and below, green, and then green and above. That's kind of background work to be able to understand the dynamics that are at play between men and women. If you can't make that type of discernment of those different levels of consciousness in other people and operating within you, you're likely going to get lost in the complexity. So there's this need of having the map and then the territory in your relation, and to be able to classify and map with your cognitive function of what's going on. So at the core, when a woman says she wants an awakened man, she's referring to a man who is in the third stage, which is above green, teal, turquoise, and violet. And core components of the masculine at that stage is that there's a well-developed masculine, but also a well-developed feminine. That a man who's made it through into the integral teal stage and above integrated his feminine at the green level. And so what that ends up having in relationship is he's re-erected that strong masculine penetrative leadership quality, but then at the same time there's a very advanced feminine aspect as well. And what that feminine aspect brings is the attunement. And so when a man has a well-developed feminine, he can read the micro signals and emotions and is in touch with his own emotions, and there's a deep communicative capacity. And so there's a special set of abilities and a way of being that comes online when the feminine and masculine within a man has both reached a certain level of advancement and complexity. And so that internal feminine aspect allows a woman to feel really attuned to and safe. And then as she begins to feel safe and open, then that masculine aspect is able to penetrate and provide that level of ecstatic bliss and ravishment that the feminine really desires, but is only safe truly with a man who has enough of his own feminine aspect to be able to attune that she's willing to go into those deep, vulnerable, wild aspects of herself. And so that is really the key, is that making it to that teal stage of consciousness, level 7, stage 3, whatever model you want to use, where there's that integrated masculine and an integrated feminine. That is the key, those are the key components to awaken masculinity. And then we could go deeper, of course, into what are the qualities of masculinity that show up and that get developed at different levels of consciousness. And then there's also, at levels, there's different typological diversity. So different archetypes that a man can choose or naturally expresses and moves towards, that you don't need to be everything. Core archetypes, one core archetypal system is warrior, king, lover, and magician. I also use another archetypal system where there's other options of like sage, priest, artisan, and server. And so a man can look at those different types of archetypes and see, okay, which one is most authentic, does he want to lead with, and where's there room for improvement or more areas of himself that he wants to work on and bring that level of integration and advancement to his natural state of being.